is start with him kind of telling us about himself and his practice in Mexico, and then we'll go to the gallery with his work. But I do want to point out a few things about the show. It's open until February 9th, and later this month on our monthly third Thursday, and then we'll be hosting a Spanish language tour of the exhibition, as well as a cooking demonstration with Mestizos, which is a local restaurant in town. And then in February, we're going to have a talk focusing on the African legacy. There's a section called African Legacy, Photos and Magical Realism, and we'll have some professors from LSU talking to us specifically about that theme. And January's third Thursday, we're going to be focusing on migration. If you look at the work of Esteban Romero, who's working with the cars and the tires, Grant is going to do a making demonstration there. And we'll be talking about some of those themes in the final kind of globalization section. So consider joining us. For those, you can find out about all of this on our website or in our newsletter. But today, please join me in welcoming Nicholas and Casey.
Invitation to the museum. We very appreciate the invitation. Well, I decided to come to talk the way to be with you in this session. It's important for me too, to leave this message to the people from my art. Well, I'm from a region in Mexico. We talk of Náhuatl, that's the language. Yo ay ka amang wala niya pang siya ulit lagi. Ito ay siya pang desa kinagimes kagiske. O nagtoken na niya pang o nikualitas ka siya ikaken o tuwapit tatuan ni Nocha. Kenon tatuaya to gol pa yo ka. Kenon te chilite o pa ditlamanaka kenon te sote chilite to amaya tiken kawas ke totako. Yo ay ka na de mi ama na ba chilite to ni tekit pang patiagan ke. In English, well, Spanish or English, what child English? All right? Well, my ancestor gave me this message. This continue our tradition. Here is the paper, here is the brushes, for to make the sense, the message about our life, about our history. Because we work on the felt paper, the same material that used the Tlacuilo, the Aztec people from the prehistoric times. Well, yesterday finished the Day of the Dead in my town, but I came on the November 1st. I arrived to Louisiana. I'm happy too. So I'm going to talk about migration. This is Guerrero. I'm from Guerrero, the south of Mexico. On the 60s, my people worked on pottery, on clay. They made the designs on clay, not the paper. Then, about my state is the south of Mexico. We have the river Balsas. This one, that's my family, into the river, Balsas. And it is very arid, this region. On the 60s, my father and my uncle in Mexico City knows to Felipe an artist who with him find the amate.Ameyaltepec in Mexico City. And they started to paint this material. Now, like private communities are continuing with this work. We learn when we are like 4, maybe 5 years, like me, you know, because you're just watching my father's painting, you know, my family, my community, everywhere. When we were playing in some place in the community, like children, you know, canicas, we even with juegos, so play different toys. Well, some people came to invite us to help them to like color design, no? Well, the next images are about, this one is a woman, Doña Santa. Her name is Santa Silenio, like 15 years ago. She's painting an amate. You can see the image, but she had her baby, and her baby está mamando.
Breastfeeding.
From her mother, no? I'm watching the hand of her mother, no? And I think it's very important, this image, because what's feeding the baby, no? Taking the food from her mother and watching the emotion on the brush. That's very resume all the strong expression, no, for me. No? And these are the clay, the figures similar the design of the Aztecs. This one. This is the woman from another community, San Juan. They live like that sea, no? They make the clay, dándole pintura, making the figure, filling the materials, and it's very, I think, very sensitive at this moment. Another image, like we learn when we are 6, 7, like we people like playing something like, and we combine this work with other activities when we go to the Central Maíz. We get a call. I am making the ceremony when we have a harvest, the harvest time. Y me entienden, ¿no? Si tú eres de mí o es que náhuatl. That's always. And between ceremony like this one, we take offering to the mountain. That's here. This is the outside. We walk around 1 hour, half hour, to make the ceremony, but only some cruces. We don't have images, only cross. And we are around maybe 4 hours making the ceremony. And we are flying on the rain. One time, when later we go, when we have the harvest, we go again to like agradecimiento, opening to the air, opening because we get the food, the fruits. There are special moments, you know. I remember when I was a child, because when I listened to people, we were going to the mountain because we need the rain. Sometimes in my head, with my mind, I was thinking, really, funciona, ¿será? Pero yo participaba. I was participating in these ceremonies. And then, but it was a surprise for me, like 3 hours later, I saw the clouds forming, the figures, the rain's coming. That moment, I started to believe in something very special. I think, like when I come to Louisiana, I think one of these food is for something very a lot of hope, because I have a message to the people about our culture, no? And it's something special for me to be here at this moment. Why? I don't know, but I'm here. And then that's the important that I accept to my responsibility like an artist. When I came my first time to the United States on 1989, I was thinking because I have something, or my work have something, because I enjoy my work. When I'm making the ideas, the expression, I'm thinking maybe something very painful, something very happiness, different emotion, no? And I enjoy the art. For that, I decided to come here to the United States in 1989. I started to make activities with other artists in Chicago. We founded a Mexican printmaking workshop. We call it a workshop, no? Mexican printmaking workshop in mid-1990. Well, the other images are about my experience like immigrant, like immigration, my life like migrant, because I don't live only one place. I'm like Chapulín, like Chapulín. La mudanza, the title of this one is La Mudanza. The movie in different places, no? This is an apartment, my apartment in Chicago, 1990. And that's image, you can see this print inside the museum. It's on the exhibit. We can talk about that thing later. The other image, my life in Chicago, yes. I lived there. I think it wasn't easy. Because when I was in California, on 1989, I was thinking, and now, where I will continue, no? My sister was living in Chicago, but I like California too. My dad told me, she told me, I want to have a baby, please come with me, no? Come with me, no? I went to Chicago, but I didn't have an idea that have Latin American people in Chicago. I thought that, no, but it's very close to Alaska or Canada. I'm from a hot place. Guerrero is too hot. I'm sorry. But I arrived to Chicago. From the airport, we went to Mexican community, and I was very surprised. Oh, this is Velasco travel by living inside, no? What is in Mexico? I understand why sometimes say that no more Mexico exists. Well, I did this experience in Chicago, downtown, and train. When I'm here in Chicago, when I arrived in Chicago, walking on the downtown, I'm carrying with remember my moments in my community, my culture, my tradition. Sometimes I feel in walking in the street like nosotros en el pueblo, ¿no? Pensando que la gente va a estar trabajando con su. Like you mentioned that people working on the street of Chicago, maybe people from the community, you know, making with that.
It reminds me of the things that are happening at home.
Well, these are just ideas, no? Because the ideas combine from here and from there, from my community and from Chicago, that new life, no? That I live in. Because it's hard to continue here, adapted to another culture, but this is part of our culture. This celebration is very strong. Now, in the Mexican Museum in Chicago is the main exhibit now in Chicago. It's still now in exhibition. I'm participating, and now I'm participating in the university, Pueblo University in Indiana. Well, it is another scene when I take the bus to go to the green shop, it's the hostel bus, number 8, different people. This is an artist from the community, Carlos Cortez. He died, was very important activist in Chicago, no? Hispanic activist in Chicago. Well, this is the thing, you're going to see this break inside too. I'm going to explain, and then you ¿qué te servir? This one is 18th Street. I lived there like for 2 years in Chicago. There born 2 of my daughters when I was living in those clothes, that close in 18 and 18th Street. Del pueblo al barrio, from my village to the neighborhood in Chicago. And this is, I remember that this place is a nightclub in front of my home. En ese tiempo me gustaba la ropa, pero ya no. Ya no más. Y luego, este es el otro barrio. This is the other neighborhood. La Villita, Little Village in Chicago. This is very strong, movement, no? Ketsi Street is the bus of Ketsi, different stores around. Very symbolic that el arco, dice el arco de la Villita, very symbolic in Chicago. Well, how many minutes? Well, when I was in Chicago, I traveling from Mexico to Chicago because I returned on 1993 to my village from Chicago. After 4 years in Chicago, I decided to come back to Mexico with my daughters. My 3 aunts in Chicago, 3 daughters born there in Chicago. But the idea that they learn Náhuatl, my language in my community. Well, I started to make like a change between communities in Chicago and communities in Mexico. But the children, the idea was that the children made the prints with the children in Chicago, made a connection, exchanged the feelings through their art. That's what my idea, no? Because we have like something, the sadness feeling, the happiness, like a mix of emotion. No? That's I think that is important for the children. For that I continue when I have opportunity to go to the communities. Like yesterday, I enjoyed a lot the activity yesterday.
Yesterday we went out to our neighborhood arts project. We went to Gardier, which has a large Honduran population, and then we went to the library and did some painting.
It's very practical, that one. That place is like this one. Like I can take that one like with a donkey to that between the community. Like my friend Gran, because then yesterday he was carrying the press in the car. Well, and another exchange that I will make is between an organization of migrants in Chicago, Clubes Unidos de Guerrerenses. They give me the opportunity to make the exchange between artists from Mexico and the United States. At this moment, we are presenting the Mayan artists from Guatemala and Chiapas, Mexico, in Chicago. It's an exhibit in Chicago. It's an artist from Chiapas. Well, I don't understand that's important to make that connection with an artist. And the prints is more very effective, muy efectivo, muy have exchange between artists from different countries. Sometimes I participate on portfolio prints about the theme or maybe written. But this is very like funciona muy bien. Bueno, vamos a terminar porque he estado viajando, I had the opportunity to visit different countries, and I don't know, but I had that idea like 30 years ago. When I arrived here, the idea was to have the opportunity to travel, no? And I went to Indonesia, I went to New York, this is in Montreal, with other artists participating in different events. So the exhibition from Indonesia. This is more social work in the organization in Mexico. When I returned from the United States to Mexico, I saw the situation in my state because it's very complicated. The social politica is difficult, but it's necessary. The art is very important for this situation, because I participate in murals, like the recent student from Ayotzinapa, I participate in different movements, like this one. You can see the image. La conciencia social is the same when different events with organizations, like people, cuando no resuelven sus protestas, cierran calles, no hay que dar otra.
When they protest, they're closing streets.
Pues bueno, es como presión. Sometimes it's a risk for the people. No? It's the situation, the real situation. Y así, different places. That one is in El Charco, in Guerrero, where 11 indigenous people were killed by the military 15 years ago. This is with children there making a mural. ¿Cómo se llama? En metal, en láminas de metal. En fin, Chiapas en la memoria. The same, no? Exchange. There's a mural in Acapulco. In Acapulco, this is like 120 metros cuadrados por 3 miles. Like 120 meters cuadrados. Y ese mural en la ocasión se unió un enfrentamiento entre el ejército y el crimen, ¿no? Y salió balanceado el mural también.
There's a mural that they did. It was an extremely long mural, and it was really important para que, porque estaban haciendo el mural.
Can I explain?
No, ya había terminado.
What happens is that in Mexico we have had violence because of drug cartels in Mexico. And so, as a cause of the Oxycontin and of everything that you guys have here, then Mexico has had to grow marijuana and drugs, and that has affected the people so different. Some politicians have gone in and fought the soldiers and police, and now, with just 2 weeks ago, we had in Sinaloa, when they tried to get that sort of El Chapo, and they killed a bunch of people.
Well, now I think it's time to continue.
Yes.
If you have questions, please.